June 20th, 2019 at 9:53 p.m. Falsely reporting an incident, Consumer Insights and the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Nancy Dooley, Consumer Insights, 2025 Penfield Road, Penfield, New York, 14526. I'll refresh your memory about your disgusting contribution to this assault on my life by Sheriff Stooge Todd K. Baxter because you were at its apotheosis. I walked my wonderful little guy for the 4,000th time on the land that runs alongside my residence to reach the land behind my residence. Layla Kumar Shah, Naira Shah of Crazy Town don't own the land alongside or behind my residence because these two whack jobs don't possess the required document to prove ownership. That La La Land document is attached. As I am walking on this strip of land next to my house, you are backing away from your parking lot in your car. You stop. I'm standing on this land with my wonderful little guy. Nothing is happening. You don't drive away. In fact, you're bizarrely staring at me and my wonderful little guy as your cult is responsible for Sheriff Stooge Baxter descending on my residence like I'm harboring Lee Harvey Oswald. I have zero patience for your fanaticism. You continue to stare at me and my dog. I'm looking at you and thinking you require long-term mental health treatment. You still don't simply do what? Drive away to reach your destination to go berserk for the night. I have zero tolerance for your surveillance state cult. And I say, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. As you drive away, you conclude this language is a war crime because less than 60 minutes later, I hear a knock on my door. Knock, knock, Chris. It's the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, mentally ill, badge-wearing, gun-carrying, Barney Fife jokes. I open it and I see a male and female. I was surprised neither was wearing a black hood and carrying a sight. I let them in and I walk to the center of my living room. As I turn around, this male deputy fascist stooge is approximately 12 inches from my nose. He followed me to the center of my living room to position himself for jumping the shark, the conversation. Baxter, deputy fascist stooge, what did you say to the woman in the car, Chris Chichester? I said, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. Just like I'll say to you, what the fuck are you looking at? Fuck you. Baxter, deputy fascist stooge. Don't swear at me. The Baxter, deputy fascist stooge, hammering, sickling my speech, demands to know my speech, and then he directs me not to use the language I used in front of your demented countenance, Nancy Dooley. Lunatic, fringe, Todd baby. You called the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to my house because I hurt your precious little feelings with profanity, Nancy Dooley. What exactly did you say to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office when you called? What is the language that you communicated to these fanatics? As I now know the penal law in New York, I'm not aware of a crime committed as I tell you to fuck off while I'm standing with my wonderful little guy on land Nairaj and Layla Kumar Shah of Crazy Town don't own. I use profanity and I don't give a fuck what you or anyone else thinks about it. This is called, wait for it, baby, exercising my First Amendment right. I recommend you visit the U.S. Army Recruiting Company in Rochester at 16 East Main Street. The recruiter will explain profanity in the U.S. Army, especially how the MPs don't descend on your barracks for telling one of your fellow soldiers to fuck off. Stop the presses, Todd the fascist stooge. A deer just ran through the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot at 9:50 p.m. This deer has transformed Layla Kumar and Naira Shah into a V for victim. You must send your 6 fanatics to arrest this deer. If I require, quote, consumer insight, end quote, into the price of Orbit gum, I'll contact your cult. I know you must now return to your second job in stalking, Nancy Dooley. You received this email because I explained your disgusting behavior to my attorneys as I move forward. Christopher Chichester, 26 Sanders Farm Drive, Penfield, New York. P.S. Knock, knock, Nancy. New York Consolidated Laws, Penal Law, PEN 240.50, falsely reporting an incident in the third degree. A person is guilty of falsely reporting an incident in the third degree when knowing the information reported, conveyed, or circulated to be false or baseless, he or she, 1, initiates or circulates a false report warning of an alleged occurrence or a pending occurrence of a crime, catastrophe, emergency under circumstances in which it is not unlikely that public alarm or inconvenience will result, or 2, reports by word or action to an official or quasi-official agency or organization having the function of dealing with emergencies involving danger to life or property, an alleged occurrence or impending occurrence of a catastrophe or emergency which did not in fact occur and does not in fact exist. Guess who's guilty of that crime? Nancy Dooley.